on its way. This has been actually years of talking about and working, and finally got into the studio where I was working on tracks and laying it down. And the biggest thing with the new CD was knowing what direction to take with it. And I actually put it on Facebook and kind of brought it to a vote. Do I approach this doing it as a solo project or put a whole band on there? Because primarily when I work, I'm working as a solo artist. And of course it was almost 50-50. People said both things. So I approached the CD knowing less than I did the last time I was in the studio. And I think that was the best thing I could have done. I worked with Jim Wall as the engineer on it, and he presented ideas. He gave a whole new outlook, and some of the songs actually took a new form, which is great because these are songs that have been performed for years that the audience may already know, but there's a new spin on them now. And it changed the personality of the entire album, and the direction was formed as we worked on it. And that sparks new ideas, new, well, you know, let's try putting an accordion on there. Or let's bring in, well, I want an electric guitar, but I have sounds on this CD I didn't even know were possible until I got the musician in there to do them. So I think that this is, even though we went in there with little direction and I wasn't so, I want this, I want that, it turned out to be the best thing because I got more of my personality to shine through that by having some of the questionable areas. And we were really excited about the release of the new album. Well, in the past couple of years, our biggest focus has been to move outside of our home city. We have a great base in Cleveland. I think I grew the most as a musician in the Cleveland area. But we learned quickly that it was going to be about meeting new audiences and being approached with new ideas. And I would say the best thing about being on the road is we've come in contact with a lot of new ideas from small businesses that are getting established. You know, I'll meet a photographer, or I'll meet somebody that just started his own production company, and we form relationships as opposed to, you know, worrying about, well, where are we getting booked next, and is the radio going to play our CD as opposed to another musician. And it's so easy to lose focus of the direction that you're going in when you get caught up in the game. And when we meet these people in new cities and we are brought back to the community of what it is to be a musician, and then it's almost refreshing that it reminds you why you're in this work to begin with. I want to influence, but I also want to be influenced. Being on the road has opened up more of the communication. We'll run into people at a festival, and you know, maybe through email or through Facebook, we'll establish a connection with them. And the next time we're in town, they'll open up their apartment for us to stay the night, so that we're not trying to sleep in the car or spending money on hotels. And we've had a lot of the friendliness that's come through, and that is why we're in this to begin with. And so being on the road has opened up more motivation to keep doing what we're doing. You know, I'm still learning this, and I think that's probably the best piece of information I could pass on. Keep learning, keep trying, because we've read a lot of books, we've talked to a lot of people, and I don't believe that there's a right answer. But I'm going to tell you, if you want to get booked somewhere, pick up the phone and call them and say, can I play? Even if it's that generic, you might get shot down. We've been shot down a lot, but you are 10 times ahead of the game to make that initial phone call. When people are approaching you with ideas, be receptive. Have a conversation. Talk. There are things out there that I never thought of until somebody flat out presented it to me. I joke around about the fact that I could never figure out how a person would be sold as a product until recently somebody said to me, you're a performer, so you're selling your live show. I thought, I'm not the product, but the show that I'm presenting is the product. And being open to what people might suggest to you, have your filter on, because you will get a lot, a lot of ideas sometimes. But you know, it really comes down to, don't just sit there and do the wishful thinking, but okay, what hands-on actions can I take? And jump in. And learn it as you go, because you'll make mistakes. As long as you learn from them and keep moving forward, then it was the best thing that could have happened to you. I can be found on Facebook at Diana Chittester, and it's a great way to interact. If you post something, I will post back. And also we have a new website up, which is dianaplaysguitar.com, because that's what I do. And on there's an interactive blog, and if you throw in your questions and email them to me, every month we put up a new video where I respond, or I'll play a song that you requested, or I'll beatbox if that's what you want to hear. So I can be easily found online at the website, dianaplaysguitar.com, or on Facebook. So I look forward to hearing from you.